How's it going, guys? It's Brian in my brand new to me, 2017 Ford Mustang GT. I've owned it for about 3 days now, and it's just been amazing. So just kind of going to give my initial first impressions. My last video, I went over some of the, features and paired it up against the EcoBoost in that regard. This one's going to be a comparison about how it drives compared to the EcoBoost. So I already kind of touched on how it's a base model and it doesn't have the performance package, so it already drives smoother. Already established that. In addition, obviously there's more noise, as you can tell. If you hear that. So that's just a huge game changer. It's just like the engine, the exhaust note is audible at all ranges of driving, even when I'm like slowing down and it's downshifting. It's there, and it's a great feeling. And I didn't have that with my EcoBoost, regardless of how I had the exhaust set up. So that's just a big game changer. The other game changer is this is a little bit scary to drive. I think the best way to describe it is, I don't know if anyone here is a fan of, oh my god, that sounds so good and feels so good. If anyone watching this is an anime fan and is a fan of Gundam Wing, but this is like the Wing Zero of Mustangs. I guess really the 350, or the GT350 or the GT500 would really be the Wing Zero, but to me, this is like a Wing Zero. It's a little bit scary to drive. Like, I'm gonna floor it, and you feel it kicks out almost every time. Like, I don't know if that actually picked up on the camera, but you can feel the back try to fishtail. And thankfully, this isn't a solid axle Mustang like the old ones in that regard. It is it has a limited slip differential, which just makes that a lot more reassuring, and it's not as jarring. I mean, it was still jarring. I was a little afraid of it. Now I kind of have gotten used to it, and I trust that the limited slip diff, unless I'm doing something really stupid, is going to snap me back into place the minute the back end starts to kick out. So I don't worry about that too much moving forward. It's also winter. There's snow on the ground, not on the roads anymore, but on the ground. It's 20 degrees out, so I'm sure these Pirelli summer tires that the car came with are not super happy about that. But it's just, oh man, when I dropped off my EcoBoost Mustang last Wednesday, I was kind of like, am I gonna miss this? Am I gonna be conflicted? Because Carvana has the same policy as like CarMax, where if you can test drive it for essentially 7 days on your own, and then if you don't like it, you can return it. They'll return your trade-in. I kind of wondered that initially when I got my when I sold my GTI for the EcoBoost, and then after like a day, I was like, no, I'm not gonna ever trade that back. And it's kind of the same sentiment here. I would never consider, turning this back in and getting my EcoBoost back. Not knocking the EcoBoost. It's an awesome car in all regards, but it's no GT. Driving this GT is like a totally different car. It's a totally different animal. It's a proper Mustang. And how it kicks out, it makes me think of like a wild Mustang trying to ride it. I don't know if that's corny or what, but again, not knocking the EcoBoost. It was an awesome platform to use and have, but I do like this GT, and it feels like this is what I was missing. Even with the lack of the performance package, I still feel like this was what I wanted. And the sting of not having the performance package or the premium trim just does not faze me at all. This is awesome for what it is, and I've been loving it so far. But that's really it. I just was gonna give you a quick initial impression of what it's been like owning this 2017 Ford Mustang GT so far, and it's been great. And I'm really looking forward to seeing where I go with this. I have no idea what I want to do with this car. you know, performance-wise, aesthetic-wise, you know, what comes to mind is I do want to get better wheels. I don't know if I want to lower it, but I definitely want to get better wheels. You know, that's really it. And just maybe work on the interior. And then as far as performance mods, that's a whole nother, you know, rabbit hole we can go down another time, because you've got, you know, the prospect of supercharging or pro-charging it, tuning it, adding headers, all this other stuff. I'm not super familiar with NA V8 platforms and how they work. I've always, if you followed my channel, you know I've owned turboed 4-bangers as long as the channel's been around, so not sure where this will go, but we'll see, and I'm super excited for it. So with that being said, I will bid you guys adieu, and we will pick up again at another point. All right, guys, take care.